Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I ice and cover my really tall cakes, or double barrel cakes if you will, and how I get these sharp edges. I use this method for all of my tall cakes and it works really well for me, so let's just get right into it. I have here 3 6-inch cakes and I've leveled the tops of each one and I've also cut them in half. With my board ready to go, I'm smearing a little bit of white chocolate ganache on there and then adding my first layer. I'm using my small offset spatula to spread my ganache out in a thin, even layer. You don't want to be too heavy-handed with this because the taller your cake is, the more pressure and weight there's going to be on your layers. So if you're heavy-handed, it's going to be real squishy and just come out the sides. I'm continuing to stack my cakes up, and because I'm using ganache, I know this is going to be extra sturdy. If I was using a filling or a softer buttercream, you could add a cake board with some bubble tea straws about halfway up your cake just for some extra support. In this case, I went without and it was totally fine. When she was ready to go, I just went around with my knife and carved off any pieces of cake that were sticking out really far, just to give me a little head start with nice straight sides. Next, I'm going to add a crumb coat. I'm applying that again with my small offset spatula. You can use a bigger spatula. I just like the hand feel of my little spatula. It makes me feel like a giant. So I do recommend using a ganache versus a buttercream for these taller cakes, especially if you want to get those nice crisp edges, just because it's going to set a lot more firmly than a buttercream would. You can use buttercream, but it is a smidge more of a struggle. I've chosen to use a dark chocolate ganache and I will have the recipe for that down below, as well as the recipe for everything else I'm using. And I'm covering the entire outside and then just letting that set until my ganache is firm. I pop mine in the fridge to help that along, but ganache will also set at room temperature if you leave it for a little while. Once she was ready to go, I added another thick layer of that ganache all around the top and the sides. Now I'm going to be using my Pro Froster today. You do not need a Pro Froster to get this look. I will link a video down below where I used a bench scraper to get sharp edges. Exact same result, just slightly different method, and you want to make sure that you're using a bench scraper that is as tall as your cake. That video also goes more in depth on how to use the Pro Froster. It's a really handy tool. This video is not sponsored by Pro Froster, by the way. I wish it was. I actually struggle with getting sharp edges and like level top. It's not my thing, so this is really easy for me to use and it cuts the time down considerably. When I was happy with it, I cleaned off my board and then I'm brushing the whole thing with just a little bit of water because ganache isn't really tacky when it sets, so this is going to help the fondant adhere to my cake. I have some homemade white marshmallow fondant and I'm going to be rolling that out onto my cornstarch surface. I'm aiming for about 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm rolling out a fairly big piece because I found that one of the tricks that works for me is giving myself a lot of leeway with how much fondant I have. I'm not rolling out a piece that's going to be just enough, just big enough to cover my cake. I want to have excess on all sides. I'm picking that up really quickly with my fondant roller and then I'm unfurling it over the cake. Now, since I have a lot of overhang on the sides, that is more weight, so I'm working quickly to secure the edges first because that would be the first place your fondant would tear, and then working my way down quickly, just smoothing out those pleats as best I can all the way to the bottom. Try to be more careful than I was with my cornstarch. You can see I have a nice little splattering on the boobage area, and I also had it all over the crotch of my pants when I was done. I went over my whole cake with my fondant smoother, just really pressing that down towards the bottom of my board, and then I cut away most of my excess before really going over the whole thing one more time. So this was her when she was all covered and all the excess fondant was gone. I cut out a square of parchment paper and I'm placing that right on top, nice and centered. And then I have another cake board that I'm placing on top of that. And this is the really only tricky part of this whole thing, is flipping my cake over. I'm working really quick, no hesitation, and I've never honestly had a cake fly out of my hands or anything crazy happen. It looks a lot more daunting than it is. You just gotta have a firm hand and be really sure what you're doing. So here is a close-up, and I'm taking my smoother and I just dusted it with a little bit of cornstarch just so it doesn't stick. I'm going to start adding a little bit of pressure and just guiding my fondant down towards my work surface. I'm working my way around, just taking my time with this. You can see that the areas that I haven't gone over, there's just like a slight shadow underneath it, and you want no shadow. So that's kind of a way that you can tell, because it is a little bit tricky from this angle, that you've gotten that spot. Another way is to just get down at eye level and look at the very edge of your cake as you turn it around, and that will also tell you if you've missed something. When she was right side up again, I just peeled away my parchment paper to reveal nice crispy edges. I went over the whole thing one more time lightly with my fondant smoother, and then that was pretty much it. I really like this method. I am not one to use the 2 pieces of acetate or 2 smoothers try and go over my edges. For some people, that works great. When I do it, it always seems to look like butt. So this has really helped me, and I hope it helps you too. Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for more basics with buttercream and fondant, I will link those videos down below. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week. I will see you in the next one.